Hey, Lisa.
Hi there.
Okay, so you are in an airport on your way to where?
New Zealand,
Woo.
in San Francisco in the layover at the moment.
Yeah. What are you going to be doing in New Zealand?
I will be training therapists for 2 days how to work with children, understanding the nervous system, understanding regulation, how to use themselves to facilitate change.
It's amazing. SPT has been a gift not only to Kids Braintree, but also to the families who are benefiting the approach that we're taking. We use SPT in terms of our behavioral therapy support. So, combining SPT, interpersonal neurobiology, the nervous system, and how we approach growth and how we approach learning and behaviors is a game changer.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to be a model that's going to affect many communities here in the future.
Mm-hmm.
One thing we're doing right now, of course, is the 30-day blackout. And it's a pilot here because we're piloting it so that we can gain information as to what kind of supports are necessary.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing that we have found is that some families aren't ready to do the 30-day blackout.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it would be helpful just to kind of touch on that as to how we approach the term of regulation and how we view dysregulation within our families, within ourselves, and within our children. So I'm excited to have you talk to this.
Yes, let's have a little chat.
Yes.
Awesome.
Open mic night is what we call it.
Yeah, open mic night. Awesome. So what aspect of that, because that's a big topic. I'm going to do a 2-day course on it, right?
Yes.
What aspect of that do you feel like is most useful for the listeners?
Good question. So I think in terms of when we talk to our parents, we use a lot of SPT terminology. And one of the concepts we use is you have to name it. Mm-hmm. And that the dysregulation or any kind of behaviors, quote unquote, that we're seeing is a form of communication. That's
absolutely.
And the second thing is that we begin to look at behaviors as it's not about will, it's about a skill or right that is needed within that nervous system, but that we really want to, and this is kind of announcing this, the next time we do the 30-day blackout within our community, the first 30 days is just going to be just the parents. Mm-hmm. Because the parents are so essential to this.
So as you're saying that, I think that there's a piece that's really helpful to talk about if it hasn't been spoken to already. And if not, it's just always a great reminder for all of us. I have a 13-year-old daughter. It's a great reminder for me, even as I say it out loud, which is that when a child is born, their capacity for regulation is actually the least developed aspect of their nervous system state. So when a child is born, they know how to get dysregulated really easily. And we need to know how to cry. We need to know how to scream. We need to know how to get attention so that we can get our needs met. And then we also need to know how to withdraw and shut down when things are too much. So when a child is born, their dysregulatory capacity is absolutely brilliant. It is a survival mechanism. Unfortunately, it's gotten a bad rap, and there's this idea that somehow it's okay when you're a baby, but by the time you're like 5, those same impulses that we have for protection or to keep us feeling okay inside, or we have to defend ourselves in some way, somehow they're not okay when all of a sudden we're in a bigger body. But the reality is they're part of the wisdom in our system, and they're part of what we need to move through the world. Yes. And to counterbalance that, part of our system is also supposed to then enhance its regulatory capacity, which is a bit of a break. So one of the things that I think sometimes we don't understand is that our default is actually not regulation. The default in the system is actually dysregulation. You get dysregulated before you get regulated. And it needs to happen that way because as we're walking around the world, we need to err on the side of caution, so to speak. I need to be prepared to protect myself or to make sure I feel okay. And so my default is going to move into a dysregulated state of activation. I have to learn how to regulate, which is the break to come in and say, whoa, 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 whoa. Actually, this situation doesn't really warrant that response. We don't need to scream at the top of our lungs right now. Mom is standing right there. She's not on the other side of the house. It actually is okay to take a deep breath. Yes, this situation is scary, but the level of anxiety in this moment doesn't quite match the situation. It's okay to relax, right? It's okay to relax. And I think the reminder here for all of us is that that is something that is learned. Yes. And we have to learn it over and over and over and over again. And we need lots and lots and lots and lots of practice. And there can be many things that interrupt the pattern or why we would learn this. And, I'm going to say this on behalf of all parents out there, because parents, we get a bad rap, right? It's the parents' fault. Not always. Right. Not always. There are, right? Sometimes there are medical issues. Sometimes there are sensory processing issues. Yeah. Sometimes there's just life, right? Life happens that makes it challenging to be able to spend time developing these regulatory strategies because everybody's in stress mode. Okay. So what that means is that families are going to arrive at the 30-day blackout at different stages in their own development. And one of them is not better or worse or right or wrong. It's just a stage of what I feel like I'm able to do right now or not. And because of that, I think we need to put realistic expectations and then also make the ability to learn and understand how to embrace regulation something that is not a bad thing, but it's actually something to get excited about. Yes. And something that we can celebrate and look at as, check it out, we have this opportunity. It's an opportunity to repattern my nervous system, to repattern my kids' nervous system, to repattern the nervous system of the family. Amazing. Yeah. But it's learned. It's a learned response.
It's a learned and it's a practice response. And I think that is something that I think you hit it perfectly, where you're like, it's a phase they're going to get over. Mm-hmm. Well, this phase is a lifelong phase, and there's going to be the right. We're all moving through dysregulation, regulation, dysregulation, regulate.
I was dysregulated a couple times today, and and then take a couple deep breaths and practice my own skills. Yes, that's normal.